How to fix issues in HMA Pro VPN Android app. This article provides help in case you experience any trouble with using HMA VPN on your Android device. Please make sure you read it completely and carefully to exclude all possible reasons for your problem. 1. Connection methods. Often it is far easier just to try a different method for connecting to the VPN than to investigate a connection problem and troubleshoot possible causes. Luckily on Android devices you have a number of different connection methods and VPN protocols available to use. The most comfortable and easiest connection method is to use our own HMA VPN app. You can find it on Google Play. Just enter username, password, select a server and go. The next easiest is to use the Android internal PPTP and L2TP connection methods. They're found in your settings menu, usually at wireless and networks more, VPN. Although easy to accomplish, OpenVPN registered protocol-based connection methods, using apps other than our own, require the download and import of a configuration file, which can be a bit tricky for beginners. But our instructions guide you step by step through the process. See below a list of links that lead you to the corresponding instructions, in order of how easy they are to use. PPTP instructions, Android 4.0 to 4.4. ICS/Jellybean/KitKat. OpenVPN registered connect. 2. Excluding common reasons for problems. Of course, looking into connection logs and trying different connection methods doesn't make much sense when, for example, the connection failure is just caused by an expired VPN account, or when using the wrong password. There are a couple of common reasons for trouble on Android devices which you can easily check for. Correct login credentials. Double check that you didn't mistype your VPN account username, or a space is hidden at the beginning or end. Make sure you're using the same username that you used to log into the HMA VPN control panel at https://vpn.hidms.com. Account password. PPTP password. Which to use when? You certainly have noticed that there are two types of passwords. There's the account password, your main password, that's the one you chose on registration of your account. It's also the one you use to log into the VPN control panel. This account password is used for all VPN connection methods that are made. A. Using official HMA VPN clients, Windows, Mac, iOS, Android. B. Using the OpenVPN registered protocol. And then there's the so-called PPTP/L2TP password, which is listed in the VPN control panel under software and help manually set up VPN. No software. This PPTP/L2TP password is used for all VPN connection methods that are made using the PPTP or L2TP protocol, except if connecting using HMA software. So in short, are you using official HMA software or connect using OpenVPN registered protocol, then it's your main account password that needs to be used. If you're connecting via PPTP/L2TP protocol outside of HMA software, it's your PPTP/L2TP password that needs to be used. Still enough VPN subscription time left on your account. Connection failures caused by an expired VPN account often look the same way as if you had mistyped your password, authentication failure. That's why you should do a quick log into the VPN control panel to see if your account may have expired in the meanwhile. You'll see the order page if this is the case. 3. Troubleshooting connection problems. Now let's take a look at all the things you should try when excluded all the basic and common reasons for trouble with HMA VPN on Android devices. These are related to connection failures, which can easily be fixed or bypassed by following a few easy steps in a certain order. Trying different VPN servers. A connection failure doesn't mean you're completely unable to connect. It may be that the VPN server you have chosen is currently under maintenance, or your internet provider is interfering with your traffic to the destination, the VPN server's location. An easy way to confirm or exclude this is trying to connect to a bunch of other VPN servers. Best is to test-wise try servers from other areas, instead of just jumping between servers from the same data center. Just attempt to establish a connection to 3 to 4 other servers and you know if it's a general problem that we'll troubleshoot in the next steps, or if it was server specific and you're successfully connected now. Trying different VPN protocols. As mentioned in the beginning of the article, often switching to a different VPN connection method, or VPN protocol, does the trick already, and saves you time and effort that further troubleshooting might have required. Routers, ISPs, firewalls, and lots of other steps involved in your internet connection handle VPN protocols differently, so in many cases one works easily while the other can cause problems. So what you could try now is 1 or 2 of the other connection methods listed in step number 1 of this article, connection methods. Are you on a 3G, cell, or Wi-Fi connection? A good check for possible reasons of a connection failure or other problems like unstable or slow connections is to repeat your a different connection to the internet. Depending on your device, you can probably connect to the internet either using a Wi-Fi hotspot, e.g. your router, or a public hotspot, or by connecting through your cellular network, 3G/LTE. Both connection methods bring their own possible causes of issues. For example, your router's firewall can interfere with your Wi-Fi connection, while your cell ISP can filter, throttle or block cell-based VPN connections. So your first step would be to try the other connection method. Have you had trouble on Wi-Fi? Test-wise establish a VPN connection via 3G. Was the trouble on 3G? Try it on a Wi-Fi network. Are the problems only occurring on your 3G connection? There is unfortunately not much to try as your ISP, your cell network provider, is likely responsible. However, trying different VPN protocols often does the trick in these situations. Do the problems only occur on Wi-Fi connections? The first suspect would be the router that is providing you with the Wi-Fi connection. More about that and what can be fixed there, later. Are you using security/firewall/antivirus apps on your device? When using security-related apps on your device like Avast Mobile Security and Antivirus, Lookout, Avira Antivirus Security, Norton Security and Antivirus, Kaspersky, McAfee, and all their relatives, they also are a possible suspect in causing your problems. Note that antivirus apps by definition do not interfere with connections, but many app developers have integrated firewall-like functions into their antivirus and security apps that can block or slow down connections. Your task here would be either to temporarily disable that app's features, which is easier than to optimize its settings for not blocking legitimate connections, though you would have to do that anyway if it proves to have been the cause, or you uninstall the app completely. You can just reinstall it later again. Once the security features are disabled or the app temporarily uninstalled, attempt to establish VPN connections again and check if the problem remains or not. Are you using a custom ROM or kernel? For explanation, when Android devices are sold, they're running so-called stock firmware. That means the device is using an original Android version that hasn't been modified internally by third parties, e.g. to advance functionality. Stock firmware has the advantage that they're least likely to cause unknown or rare problems, which for you means that VPN connection problems are not caused by the firmware itself. Now many users are installing custom firmware on their devices. They're called custom ROM/kernels. There are countless of those available, and some of them are missing VPN functionality, at least regarding the OpenVPN registered protocol, missing or invalid TUN/TAP module. If you're not sure if you are running a custom ROM/kernel, maybe you have a used device from a friend, take a look in the settings menu in the About Phone/About Device area. The kernel version or build number often contain strings that relate to custom ROMs. You could Google them to confirm if they do. Strings like AOSP, CyanogenMod, Paranoid Android and the About Phone/About Device are strong evidence that you are running a custom ROM and/or kernel. Now if you're using a custom ROM/kernel and you experience major problems with VPN connections, it's worth backing it up and trying a different version of it, a different custom ROM/kernel, or install the stock, original, firmware back onto your device. Please understand that we cannot support all devices that are out there, including all thousands of combinations of firmwares and kernels. For help with custom ROM/kernels, take a look at the XDA forums. Router firewall and settings. If your problem occurs on Wi-Fi connections, you can confirm this by attempting connections on a 3G network and compare your results. As mentioned earlier, a likely suspect are certain settings in your router's web configuration. The first step would be to log into the web configuration of your router. Its manual tells you how to do that. Usually you just browse to the IP of the router, e.g. http://192.168.1.1. If you haven't changed the login credentials from the default ones, which is important to prevent unauthorized access, by the way, you can find them in the router's manual as well. If you don't have the manual at hand, basically all router manufacturers offer their manuals for download in their website support area. Now of course each router's web configuration differs depending on manufacturer and model, so if you're unfamiliar with it, this is another reason to study the manual. So there are a bunch of settings you need to look out for in your router's web configuration. Those are, firewall. Your router certainly has an integrated firewall. Before you attempt to modify any firewall rules or settings to fix possible connection problems, it's a good idea to temporarily disable your firewall completely. Then try to establish VPN connections, and you have already confirmed if the router firewall was responsible or not. Of course don't forget to enable it again after your tests. If you need help with configuring your router's firewall appropriately, so it doesn't affect VPN traffic negatively, contact our support. We will require router manufacturer, model, and screenshots of your web configuration so that we can provide you with recommendations on proper settings. PPTP/L2TP/IPsec pass-through options. Many routers have VPN-related pass-through options. They are basically always called PPTP/L2TP/IPsec pass-through. Sometimes you don't see all three of them though. They need to be enabled, checked, in order to allow clients in your Wi-Fi network to establish VPN connections. Look through all tabs/pages in the router's web configuration. Sometimes those settings are a bit hidden. Port forwarding rules. Another area you should take a look at are the so-called port forwarding rules. They're responsible for forwarding incoming traffic via certain ports to the correct client, device, in your network. Now it's possible that you set up port forwarding rules for some reason in the past, and due to them using the same port numbers than VPN connections do, traffic is not getting forwarded correctly. Or apps on your devices set up their own port forwarding rules via UPnP on your router, without your knowledge. Although VPN has no incoming connections of this kind that would be affected, certain router firmwares may cause problems nonetheless. Either you temporarily disable all port forwarding rules, or you just ensure that TCP ports 443, 1723, UDP ports 53, 500, 1701, 4500, GRE protocol 47, ESP protocol 50 are not affected in any way. 4. Contacting HMA Pro VPN support. Have you tried all the suggestions from this article without luck or need help with any part of it? You can of course contact our support. We're happy to assist you with the VPN setup as well as guiding you through troubleshooting. You can create a support ticket, or you can send us a request. To allow us to respond quickly and provide you with any help you might need, please provide us with as much information about the problem as possible. Ideally, list the following information in your support request: your VPN account username. Your Android version can be found in settings menu -about device /about phone. What connection method /VPN protocol or app you are using. Exact error message, or screenshot of it. Connection logs, get provided by OpenVPN registered based apps. What steps have you tried yet to solve the problem? E.g. different VPN protocols, other connection methods, different VPN servers, basically any of the things mentioned in this article. Link to connection issues ticket form, what support needs from the user. What's been tried so far, which connection method been used, provide logs or error message.